Welcome to the latest episode of the Hacker Hacks podcast, where we delve into the dark world of cybercrime and uncover the latest threats lurking in the digital shadows. Today's episode is a deep dive into the ever evolving landscape of cybersecurity, from the targeting of medical devices to the exploitation of Qualcomm vulnerabilities. We are bringing you the cutting edge updates that matter. So, buckle up and get ready to explore the intricate web of cybersecurity challenges that are shaping our world. Medical devices may be the next target for hackers, according to health officials. The government watchdog has recommended that the Food and Drug Administration (FDA) and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency improve their coordination on the cybersecurity of medical devices. While the threat is currently theoretical, experts predict that medical devices will increasingly become targets as health systems improve their cybersecurity measures. Medical device makers have an economic incentive to protect their brands, and health systems use various methods to protect their devices against threats. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency (CISA) has warned federal agencies of two newly discovered vulnerabilities in Google Chrome and an open source library called Perl. The vulnerabilities can be exploited to cause browser crashes, deploy malware, or execute other malicious actions. The Google vulnerability affects the open source project Google Chromium WebRTC and allows hackers to cause browsers to crash or help them launch other actions. The Perl vulnerability was discovered in the open source library spreadsheet Parse Excel, which is used by the Barracuda email security gateway to screen Excel email attachments for malware. The vulnerability can be exploited to deploy previously discovered malware strains. CISA has added both vulnerabilities to its known exploited vulnerabilities Kiwi document and urged federal agencies to patch them by January 23rd. According to a new report, cyber criminals will continue to use social engineering and AI to launch more frequent and sophisticated cyber attacks in 2024. These attacks will target humans as the biggest vulnerability in any organization, exploiting weaknesses such as misplaced trust, expediency, and rewards. Cyber criminals will use AI to quickly change up malware algorithms and tactics like deepfakes, making it difficult for security software to detect. As enterprises face tightened IT budgets, it is crucial for organizations to prioritize fortifying their defenses against these types of attacks. The Mandiant X account was compromised by hackers who impersonated the Phantom crypto wallet to promote malicious links. The hackers changed the account name and handle and retweeted posts by the original Phantom account to make the scam look legitimate. The scam aimed to steal tokens from users' wallets. It is unclear how the hackers gained access to the account, but it is a reminder to practice online hygiene and be cautious of suspicious links and accounts. A recent Instagram trend where users are answering 11 questions about themselves has raised concerns from cybersecurity experts. The trend, which has gained traction on both Instagram and TikTok, involves sharing personal information such as height, date of birth, and favorite foods. While some have dismissed the concerns, experts warn that this information can be used by hackers to gain access to accounts and personal information. The National Cybersecurity Alliance and the DOJ advise against sharing personal information online as it can contribute to cyber attacks. This is not the first time a seemingly harmless trend has raised concerns over personal data, with previous examples including a graduation photo trend that could have been used to gain access to social media accounts and personal information. The vulnerability of US water systems to cyber attacks, particularly after a recent attack on a water utility in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. The attack was attributed to Iranian hackers and highlighted the need for better cybersecurity measures to protect critical infrastructure. The article mentions that the US Environmental Protection Agency EPA had proposed a rule to require states to audit the vulnerability of their water systems, but the proposal was withdrawn after 3 states sued. The article also mentions that some states have increased scrutiny of cybersecurity in critical infrastructure, but many water authorities face challenges in terms of funding and expertise. The article concludes by mentioning 2 bills in Congress that aim to address the cybersecurity threat in other ways. Cyber criminals are actively exploiting Microsoft's Active Directory infiltration methods to gain unauthorized access to organizations' networks. These methods include analyzing the domain structure using tools like port scanning and net commands to collect network information, and deploying tools like PowerView and AdFind to gather Active Directory information. The article also mentions the Bloodhound tool, which maps attack paths for privilege escalation in Active Directory. To mitigate these threats, the article suggests using a unique feature on Aptrana that helps to get zero vulnerability report within 72 hours. Ministry of Telecommunications (DOT) regarding fraudulent calls that are being made to Indian stock market investors. The calls are urging investors to sell their stocks before March 12th, claiming that there will be an impending doom in the markets. The DOT has advised people to be cautious and not to fall prey to these calls, as they are likely being made by anti-national elements with the intention of causing panic. The article also mentions that the DOT has asked people to report any such calls to the National Cyber Crime Portal or call 1930. Qualcomm RCE vulnerabilities that affect millions of users. The vulnerabilities were discovered in July 2023, and the company has notified OEMs and provided software patches. The vulnerabilities can be exploited by sending a specifically crafted packet during a voice call, which can overflow the buffer and execute arbitrary code. The CVSS rating is 9.8, making it a critical issue. Additionally, 2 other vulnerabilities with CVSS ratings of 9.3 and 9.2 have been disclosed. It is recommended that users install all available updates as soon as possible to protect their devices. And that's a wrap on today's episode of Hacker Hacks. We've journeyed through a maze of cyber threats, from the looming dangers to medical devices to the sophisticated use of AI in cybercrime. Remember, the digital world is constantly evolving, and staying informed is your best defense. Join us next time as we continue to uncover and dissect the most pressing cybersecurity issues of our time. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and keep hacking the hackers.